So a lot of times when we've been through something significant and we're transitioning into a new phase of our life, we start to think about all the good times that happened during that significant period. And for most of you watching this, that significant period is your service in the Marine Corps or Army or Air Force or Navy or the Coast Guard. And there's a few reasons why it happens. Well, one, we were young. We felt good about ourselves. We were wearing a uniform. We had pride in what we were doing, and we had a job that made us feel really important. And we had brothers and sisters around us who cared about us and who we could relate to. And when you come out of that period, you think. You lie awake at night, and you think about all the ways you could have done your job better. And you think about all the opportunities you had at the time. Opportunities to advance yourself, opportunities to maybe stay in, or maybe you think about that injury you got that put you out, or maybe you think about different situations that came up on deployment, combat situations, and you replay them. All of these are significant, some a little bit more intense than others, but they all play into something that affects us. And it affects us because we start playing the scenarios over and over again in our mind. And we like to replay them in a way. Even if they're horrible scenarios, we like to replay them because we like to think we could have done something different. We like to think that if it were to happen right now, if we were back where we were, we would take better advantage of the situation and we would make the most out of it. Or we would prevent that accident from happening. Or we would do something to help our friend. Or we would make ourselves look better during a point in time where we made a mistake. Whatever it is, for a period of time, you come out of present day and you go back to wherever it is. You're here, but in your mind, you're not. And I did this a lot in my life. But what I want to say is that in addition to having missed out on those opportunities, what you're doing right now in the present day is missing out on other opportunities. Opportunities in which you could have been better. Opportunities that you still have control over, right? Opportunities that can improve your life right now. You're missing out on life. You're missing out on something that's still part of your youth. Because you might think you're older now. You might think that your best years have passed, but they haven't. Because odds are you're somewhere between the ages of probably 23 and 40. Someday you're going to be 60. Someday you're going to be 70. And God willing, someday you're going to be 80 or 90. And at that point, you're going to wish. You're going to wish you were 25 again. You're going to wish you were 30 again. You're going to wish you were 40 again. Regardless of whether you were in the Marine Corps or not. And the reason is because you're still young. You still have so much opportunity. So how do you snap out of it? How do you get out of that point in time where you are somewhere else? What you really have to do is you have to look around and you have to say to yourself what you're grateful for. That you're grateful for being here. That you're grateful for being alive. That you're grateful for having served during the time that you did. That you're grateful for having a roof over your head. Because if you're watching this video, you probably do. That you're grateful for having food. And then what you realize is, one, that life is not so bad. And if you've been deployed to different areas of the world, you realize that we're back here. The people who were there during that period are still over there, and they're still living like they did. And I'm not talking about the terrorist scum. I'm talking about the average man, woman, child who's just trying to live day to day. You, on the other hand, are back here in the United States with an amazing opportunity in the greatest country on the planet and in the history of the world that you fought for. And you're not taking advantage of it. You all have dreams somewhere inside your head. And what you need to do is, one, be grateful for what you have. And in being grateful, you realize what types of opportunity you have in your life right now. And you grab hold of it in the present. And you take yourself here to the now. And you write down goals for what you want the rest of your life to be like. You write down a vision for exactly how you want your life to be like in 5 years from now. And then you act on it. But you can't act on it 10 years from now, because 10 years from now, right now will be in the past. Tomorrow, right now will be in the past. You have to start doing it now. And that means facing some pain. That means facing some discomfort. But that also means satisfaction in the long run. Just as you're satisfied with your military service, you had to go through the pain of basic training or boot camp. You had to go through the pain of training. You had to go through the pain of deployment. But now you can hold your head up with pride. And someday, 20, 30 years from now, you'll be able to look back on this time period and you'll say, you know what, I was in a hard space, but I got through it. Even 6 months from now, you'll be able to say, you know what, I was in a hard space, but I got through it because I'm a tough motherfucker. You don't want to have to say or explain to your grandchildren about why you gave up on the rest of your life. In fact, you don't want to have to explain to yourself or to your maker, whatever you believe, about why you gave up on your life. You're a lot better than that. I believe in you. So, that's all I got for tonight. I'll be writing about this, and I'll be putting blogs out, and I'm not going to give up on you. Don't give up on yourself. I love you all. Peace.